Christie, and then we got on a plane at 9 o'clock at night, and then we flew for 12 hours to London, and then we sat in London for 8 hours, can't remember. Then we jumped on another plane of 11 hours from London to Denver. Then I drove here, and I was up for 48 hours. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna sit down and I'll talk to you about the pictures if that's fine. You guys don't mind looking at the back of my head. It's actually easier.
Give me a second to get pictures, Terry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, is this on? Is this on? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start a story. The picture's on. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm from Hawaii, if you guys don't know that. I worked on a research project on a feedlot, and we're feeding bagasse to cattle. And we were running the bagasse through a process. It was hydrogen peroxide and some kind of other acid. I can't remember which acid it was, but it was real potent stuff. And we broke down this bagasse, which is the leftover the sugar cane, and feeding it to the cattle. And we're seeing if we could replace alfalfa roughage or cheapen up the ration. And one of the things we had to do was we had to cut up beef livers. And we took 10 beef livers, went on the kill floor, 10 beef livers from the control group, 10 beef livers from our project group. We took them and we sliced them and we dried them, and every day for about 15 days we went into these big dryers and we cut on these livers, making it dry every night, a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And at the smell of liver, I heaved. Story number one. Story number two, I used to work on a dairy. And if everybody worked in a dairy, you know that bacteria, germs, everything like that does not walk, does not run, does not jump, it swims. So when you're doing something, do it dry. If you think putting water in a situation is going to clean it, no. So when you're milking cows, you wash them off and you dry them with a towel before you put those machines on. You do not let water drip into the milk off of the cow because you're contaminating the milk product. Okay, those are my two stories before I start. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Freedom Fellowship, packing clothes. We had 4 bags of, it was 70 to 80 pounds of kids' clothes. And it was really, really awesome. And they got lost. No matter where I went, they never showed up. They never followed me. But one of the things that was great about the deal was I never had to handle them in the airport. They always got delivered to me. So God was watching out, I promise. So for you guys from Texas, this is in Dallas, getting ready to board the plane to go to London. Okay, next. That's London City Lights early in the morning. Next. All right, this couple here, they were my seatmates for the flight from London to Nairobi, Kenya. They went back to Great Britain to have their little baby named Hunter. They're the Strongs. It's Kelly and Jason, I think. Their card will show up here in a minute. But anyway, they're permanent missionaries out of Kisumu. 1 hour out of Kisumu, Kenya. Just an awesome couple that loves the Lord. They were encouraging me the whole way. They were telling me about what their passion is. And it's just awesome to see young people giving up their lives to serve others and teach them about Jesus. The little boy's name is Hunter. I can see him in 5 years walking around, running with the natives with no shoes on. I can see that. But okay, next. Sorry, Brian.
Terry, how old are those two? We've been trying to figure that out since you posted that picture.
You know what? I really don't remember, but I think he's 24 and she's 23, I think. And that's her first child. Okay, this is my hotel in Kenya, and I wish we had a picture of the dirt road, but anyway, it looked a lot better on the internet. You notice the walls? And I shouldn't complain, because you know what, I had a hot shower, I had a toilet, and I had a bed, and I told Rick it was like sleeping on a piece of plywood with a sheet on it. Is there a road picture of this? There should be. Oh, here's the road. This is a gravel road. So I arrived late at night to Nairobi, and I had a 12-hour layover, so I figured I was going to get at the hotel. So it took forever to get through customs, just forever. But what was funny was the people in front of me was a lady, and I wish I would have grabbed the picture. She was retired, her husband had passed away, her son was there taking her back to Nairobi, and she lives in Nairobi, and they had done 40 years in the mission field in Nairobi. She loved that place. Her son was taking her back. He's in South Carolina, and anyway, behind me were some missionaries that drill water wells. And what we can do in one day in the U.S. takes them about 6 months to do in Kenya, because of government regulations, breakdowns, parts, people stealing stuff. But anyway, it's 9 o'clock at night, it's dark, and I'm headed down this dirt road, and it's bumpy, very, very bumpy. And there's groups of people standing around fires at night, and I'm going, where is this guy taking me? Rick, I didn't want to come to Kenya. I didn't want to come to Kenya. Rick, you forced me to come to Kenya. Rick, I'm going to be dead. It's going to be so cold. That's the only time I got scared, when we were going down this dirt road. But at the end of the dirt road was a little motel. Okay, next, sorry. All right. Next day, I woke up in the morning. My driver came, because I told him, hey, I got to leave the airport, leave for the airport. He came and picked me up. So I flew into Kisumu, and the man is Pastor Joshua. And then I don't know if you guys can recognize me, but I have that gold thing around my neck. It's kind of hard to pick up. Okay, so next to me is Sister Francesca, and she's Godfrey's wife. Next to them is Daisy, that's Godfrey's daughter. And next to her in the red is Sister Mary, who takes care of the orphans, and also she does the training of the seamstress. Next, okay, there's Brother Godfrey next to me. And we're at the canoe. There's Daisy. She's a cutie. All right. First thing he did, he took me to the zoo in Kenya. So we're walking around looking at, and there's people driving 7 hours to come to this zoo. Next, Frank. Next, that's an ostrich. Oh, and then that's some kind of monkey. I can't remember. Okay, that right there is Lake Victoria. It's a cesspool. You never see anybody in it. You don't see anybody swimming in it. You don't see anybody touching it. It's gross, it's dirty, and huge. Yeah, you can see how far. There's one place you can't even see land, but this is at the zoo. Okay, next, Brian. And Godfrey and I watched as Daisy and Francisca jump on the boat, and they go take it was probably a 10-minute, not even 10-minute boat ride, and it was the first time they've ever been on a boat. Next. Right there's Impala. So the first thing my son's going to hunt when we get to South Africa is Impala. So I wanted to show him, those poor little animals, you're going to kill them? They're small. But if you go on his Instagram, you'll see how big his Impala was, and it takes 3 of them to equal that one. Okay, next. All right, this is Kisumu. You see herds of goats herds of cattle walking up and down the street. And they go and they graze whatever they can find. Plastic bags, newspaper, whatever they can find, they graze. I don't know how people don't steal them, but this is a typical scene. Very few roads are paved, just the main roads in Kasumu, but this is what you see everywhere. Next. All right, this is okay. So the first day he took me to the zoo. Then he took me, and so this would be it would be a Saturday evening. And this Saturday evening we went to this place, and this is called Lola. And the women there are sitting there with their babies, are basically widowed single moms. And they're sitting there at their sewing machines, and they're learning how to sew and to make dresses. If you look up on the wall in the back, there's these plastic patterns that they use, so they can reuse them and reuse them and reuse them, and they're not brittle like the paper and rip. But these ladies are so happy that they can learn, first of all, how to provide for themselves and their baby, and also Sister Mary is the instructor on this, and without them, these ladies would be just no income, no husband, no family, starving. They would literally be starving. And in fact, if you look at the condition of them, they are pretty much starving right now. Okay, next. That's some of the dresses that they're trying to create. It is, that room, our stage here is bigger than that room. That room has no electricity, so they hand pump their sewing machines. When we were there, I don't know, we'll probably see it. I think I was actually using flash on every one of these. Okay, next. She's holding up the pattern. The government does not like this program. The reason the government doesn't like this program is the kids are coming together and they might transmit disease. That's their logic. So anyway, they're kind of doing this project right here under the table, but I've met some of the graduates, and they give each one of the graduates a sewing machine and a table to go to their little hut, and so that they can work on things. Okay, next. And I am using flash because it's dark. Okay. Everybody in this picture right here is an orphan. No mama, no dad. Godfrey is taking care of them, and he's providing for them. And what he has is he has different, I would call them house moms maybe, that are doing the day-to-day care, and they stay with them. But they, this church is, we'll see it later, I think, is just basically a tent, and they're renting it. They own nothing. If you can notice, each kid, because I was there and it was a special occasion, we Church, Freedom Fellowship, fed them supper. And their supper was one piece of bread, and it was Texas stove style, so it was a little bit thick, and a pop. And they were happy, because that's something that they don't get, bread and pop. Poor, poor, poor. Okay, next. So you can see the tent, and then Brother Joshua's head is where the entrance is, straight into where the sewing area is. And they were singing when I got there, and they sang and sang, and it was just so heartwarming. They let me preach just a little bit, and it was just it was an awesome time. Next. Okay. Go back one. So we're still at Lola. Every one of these kids got in a line and gave me a hug. And so they were so happy that we were there, because I gave Godfrey some money when I first got there, and he went out and bought them dinner. They are just awesome people that just have zero. You think you got problems? No, you don't got problems. Okay, now we can go on. If you can see it there, there's 3 pieces of luggage. The 2 bottom ones are full of the kids' clothes. The top one is a keyboard. We waited until it came in. So church, this is Sunday morning. Church started at 10. The bag showed up at about 11:30. We got to church about 12:30. Okay, next. And then we had a hard time fitting in Godfrey's car. So Matt's mom bought this car for Godfrey. And it's a needed tool, but he has outgrown it. We struggled to get those 3 bags in that car. Okay, next. All right, this is their main form of transportation. They have these buses, and everything is negotiated, but what's cheaper is these motorcycles. And you'll see 20 young men sitting in a spot with a motorcycle, and he hauls people around, and he takes them from here to there. If you'll notice, there's 4 people on that motorcycle. Okay, next. All right, so then we show up to this church, and the church is there to the left, and I'm sitting in Godfrey's car, and these young people that Matt's mom had sent the shirts, and I don't know if she sent the skirts also, but she sent the shirts. They were, they greeted me, and they led me into the church 2.5 hours late. Okay, next.
I do have a video of that queued up here if you want it.
Yeah, let's play just a little bit of it.
Maybe. Is it on the back screen?
Yes.
Okay, that works.
So then, that's good. We'll show some other ones, Brian. They're leading me. Okay, so the kids wanted a picture with me, and I don't know if you can tell, but their hands, my hat is off, their hands are in my hair. They love my hair. But these kids performed for us, and they did lots of stuff. Godfrey sent it in the picture also, and I want you to look at the construction of their church. You notice how the trusses are made. It's not made out of a 2x4. They're made out of sticks. You see everything else. It's either sticks and sheet metal. They got nothing. There is a fan blowing. They do have electricity, and the neighbor, out of convenience, lit a fire to burn the trash, and so the whole place was smoky. Okay, next. Do you have a video on this one?
That'd be towards the end of the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, this one's a later one. That's all right. Let's go. We'll find another one. We'll find another one. Okay, so Mansfield Christian Fellowship Church is Matt's parents' church, and Matt's parents poured into Godfrey, and Godfrey now has 6 churches. He has 6 pastors. He has told every one of his pastors to quit their earthly jobs so that they can concentrate on being pastors. They have 0 money coming in. None. But this place is just those sticks and sheet metal. Okay, next. There we go. Picture of the sign again. I took several of them. All right. So Godfrey showed me where his church was before, because he has to keep moving. This church is actually his Kasumu church, and it's like a block away from his house. But this woman was cooking, and the next picture will show how their construction was.
Amazing.
No, it didn't. Okay, that's okay. It's okay. They lived in poverty. This is poverty. But you see those white buses, besides the motorcycles, and you can see some motorcycles on the side. That's their main form of transportation. They jump in these buses. Well, they have chickens hanging out the back, chickens hanging out the side. They got water jugs. They got 5-gallon pails. They've got sticks on top. They got charcoal on top, and they're crammed in there. It would fit us probably 10 or so, and they pack like 15 or 16 in one of those. I mean, they're hanging off the sides, and everything is a negotiation. Okay, next. This was actually on our way to the third church. So, Layla Church in the morning. Layla Church on Saturday night. Kasumu Church at noon on Sunday. And then now we're headed to our church, is what I call it, because I can't remember the name. So this is the church that we go, that we're headed to. Okay, so we pull over. Godfrey says he was hungry. And I'm missing some pictures.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I want to reverse a little bit. I want to finish on the Kasumu Church. So we're at the Kasumu Church. I got to preach, and I had people come up to me, and I mean, just literally in tears, and they just thanked me for me preaching them and giving them God's word. The other thing that we did, we as a church, we gave them Bibles. And so Pleasant Valley Church out in the country, I can't remember where they are, Road 53 and P, I believe. They gave us $500 for this mission trip. I spent $250 of it buying 30 Bibles. Us as Freedom Fellowship, we bought 30 Bibles. So the people were so appreciative of that I mean, they were in tears, because each pastor had 10 Bibles that he could give out to his congregation. And that's one thing in Kenya, they have nothing. So this is and I got to go back. We also fed the whole congregation. They got one piece of bread and one pop, and they were happy. So there's another picture of me standing there with all of the pastors and some of the pastors' wives. We got to go to Godfrey's house where Mama Francisca prepared a special meal. So she's there in a special meal, and I have to demonstrate how she did it. So they eat with their hands. So she went to everybody, she had a pot of water, and everybody washed their hands. Everybody is in this pot, washing their hands. Then she served me. She went and got a big spoon. And she dipped this spoon into that water, washed her hands. She was clear up to her elbows, water dripping, and she scooped some rice on a plate for me. So I don't even remember my dairy story. But there was this much water on the bottom of my plate after everybody had washed their hands. And who can guess what I ate?
Liver.
Liver.
So every bite I was saying, Rick. I blame you. I blame you.
Oh, God bless you, Terry.
Yes. But I did say it. I did say it. I can't get it out. I'm having a stroke moment here. It's very serious now. This is the best liver I ever ate. I gagged it down just for it. Okay, now you guys know why I told that story at the beginning, right? Okay, next. Okay, so we just ate that wonderful liver lunch and we're on the road. We're on the road for an hour and Godfrey says, "You hungry?" So we pull through the drive-thru and she's our server. Go next. They come up, all these women are trying to sell us produce. They got papayas and mangoes and guavas and sugar cane, and they've got everything. And they just flock around, and Mama Francisca buys some bananas next. Oh, and anyway, one of the pictures I have is Godfrey eating a banana, and I just call it the Kenyan drive-thru. Okay, so that's our church. And I'm calling it our church because I don't know, but we here at Freedom Fellowship gave most of the money. There was some money that came from Matt's parents, but most of it came from Freedom Fellowship. This is where Godfrey's house is. This is the only place where the land is owned. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm trying to take a picture of Lake Victoria is on the other side of those trees, probably about 3 miles away maybe from Lake Victoria. But it's a beautiful, beautiful area, and I was so uptight about being in the city, and it was just gross and dirty, and we came out here and I was like, Godfrey, I know the church is small, but I wouldn't stay in the city another second. I would be out here in a heartbeat. And he says, yeah, but the need is not as great out here as it is in the city. So his heart is in the right place. And I truly feel that we can make a difference in this world by supporting Godfrey. Okay, next. This is the construction on the inside. Look at that. Our church has 2x4s. We got skylights. Look at the stained glass windows. And the only thing that's lacking on this is a finished floor. They want to put tiles down, but they don't have the money right now. And they want to get it in by August. Okay, next. So that's the stained glass windows from the outside. But as you can tell, there's no electricity there. It's a country church. People walk for a mile or a mile and a half to come to this church. The pastor walks for a mile to get to this church. Okay, next. All right, they're performing for me. I want you to look at the keyboard. Right under the keyboard is a battery. It's a car battery, and that's how they're making the keyboard go. But this was an awesome night. This is Sunday night again. I got to talk a few words, and it was really, really awesome. Okay, next. There's Godfrey and Brother Joshua and the church from the other angle. Okay, next. Oh, wait. Check go back. So everywhere I went, they were really concerned because I'm a fat boy. About me breaking their chairs, so I got 3 chairs. That's funny. All right. That picture is basically of the battery. Next. Okay, Brother Godfrey preaching in the only church that they own the land on. Our 6 churches, the only church. Okay, next. Okay, so this is Godfrey's mama. Godfrey's mama was a school teacher. Godfrey, if you read his deal, his mama went to church and everything, but he didn't feel that they were actually true believers. They were going through the motions. They didn't have Jesus in their life. She has Jesus in her life now. So I'm presenting her with the first Bible. So I don't know why he honored me doing that, but I was so blessed to stay up in tears. Okay, next. Okay, so I don't know if this is a Kenyan thing or a Godfrey thing, but when Matt's parents went to this particular site, Godfrey showed me the trees that they planted. And so every visitor that got to go there got to plant these trees, and then we had to come up with a verse. And my verse was for Winton, was Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He will make your path straight.
Amen.
So I planted two trees next to the church. This one is actually in the back of Godfrey's house, which is where I took the first picture of our church. Okay, next. Oh man, this is really, really upsetting. See the big building? I didn't stay there. the little building next to it, I'm basically standing on the beach. And so I was suffering for Jesus. Do you believe me? This is let's talk about Kenya some more before we go on to South Africa. So I got to preach at Lower Church Saturday night. I got to preach at the Kisumu Church on Sunday. And then Sunday night, we drove 2 hours to go to our church. And I got to preach there, and everybody was so receptive. And I'm going to have to laugh. You guys got to excuse me. I'm dragging. So, to show you, I told you guys that I feel sorry for all of you. Every single one of you for sending me. Because I'm a jerk. We're at Lola Church, and it's dark. And they sung songs, and they've gone through, they were giving memory verses and just showing me what they had, and it's just a tent with no sides and a brick building with no electricity in it, and it's just chickens running around every place. So it's a community, and there was some kids playing where I walk, and it's walking down this dirt path to get to the car, and it's very hard for the car to get in and park. So there's some kids playing. The jerk I am. They turned around, fell down, stood up, and looked at me and ran. And I felt so bad, but I couldn't help but laugh. So I did the same thing when we went to our church. It was dark. Fireflies. Anybody see a firefly? They don't have them here. I haven't seen one.
Bonnie, damn.
Oh. So fireflies everywhere. And I don't know what's worse, hearing the mosquitoes or hearing them stop. No place screens. No place doors. I mean, I had some on my hotel, but my hotel had 2 security guards. There was a metal detector that you walk through. It was a very safe environment. The only time I ever felt a little anxious was going down Rick's Road in Nairobi. That's the only time I felt this guy's taking me to one of these groups groups, and they're gonna just take everything I have. Wonderful, wonderful people. We have the opportunity to make a difference. We do, we truly do. Let's do some love. Street boys. The street girls, non-existent. Older men take the street girls home and marry them. This 6, 8, 10-year-old boys walking around the streets of Kasumu. They're lined up, sleeping. They find anything they can, old plastic, trash bags, whatever they can find, sleeping on the street. No food, no nothing, no parents, no aunt, no uncle. They all died of AIDS. They're there on the street with nothing, absolutely nothing. After the first day, I took all of my cash out of my pocket because I'd give it all away. I spent more than half my budget there, and then I went and saw the street boys. It's bad. And every one of them reeked of gasoline. They're snorting gasoline because they can steal it out of cars and motorcycles. And they're stealing, there were little plastic bottles about this size, and they put a little gasoline in the bottom and they're sniffing on it. And that's just to take away the pain of hunger, taking away the pain of cold, taking away the pain of being alone. I see our church body, if you guys are willing to make a difference in Kenya. We can make a difference. It's such abject poverty that if any one of us would be like that, I mean, I just look at, they have the same thing in South Africa, but they're on their path. They've got things going. Kenya, there's nothing. Kenya, every 1.5 to 2 miles, they have a marketplace. They have to have them that close because people don't have cars. They have to walk to the marketplace to buy what they need for the night if they have money. Trade is a big thing. Everybody trades fruits and bananas. I went to the butcher shop. One of the pictures that we had that I showed, and I didn't get the picture. I tried as we were moving. There was half a beef hanging in a window, just covered in flies. I mean, no electricity, no nothing. I mean, it was just beef liver. Anyway, somebody needs to volunteer to go in August. They're dedicating our building in August, and I do believe that one of us should be there. So if it's calling on your heart to go look at this, to see what I saw, we do have an opportunity to love on God's people. I know that there's need here in the U.S. They talk about starving kids in the U.S. I say BS. We have. That's a good way to say it. We have. And if you don't have, you have an opportunity. They have no opportunity. One of the things that Godfrey's vision is he wants to buy a piece of property and he wants to create what I saw in South Africa. So he had this vision. Matt's parents poured into Godfrey, and I think we can continue to do that. And anyway, I don't know what else to say about Kenya, but the need is there. No health, no food, no electricity, no satellite dishes, as you see in South Africa. It's just poverty, and we do have an opportunity to help God's people and spread the gospel of Jesus. Okay, so now we're going to